All right, so I'm here with my friend Rich. We just unloaded this, it's a 1966
Yep.
Mack
DM809SX.
serial number
1.
one. So we just unloaded it. He's gonna tell me about it, and I'm gonna share it with you because this is cool stuff. So go ahead, Rich. Tell me all about it.
So what I know about this truck was this was
Well, where did it come from?
from Gill, Massachusetts.
Okay.
90 miles west of Boston.
Okay.
And from what I know, it belonged to a sand and gravel company or a ready mix company, and it hauled sand and gravel out on the road. Super heavy truck, 23,000 pound steer axle with 1,224 tube type tires. They're enormous. 65,000 pound rear axles. So.
And that's a camelback, but it's different than the ones you've seen.
It's a camelback on a bronze bushing instead of a rubber bushing.
Okay.
So you could grease them; they last longer. But it has a capacity of 65,000 pounds. So it's a DM809SX, and the SX, I believe, designates as Mack trucks over 55,000 pound rear suspensions.
I thought SX was set up as a six-wheeler, and ST was as a tractor-trailer.
So that's what the X is, or that's what the S is. So the X denotes the heavy suspension.
Okay.
So a T, like the B model, is B61 LST. So the L is lightweight.
Okay.
Because it's got aluminum components and an air start. And the S is for 6 wheels.
Okay.
And the T is for tractor.
Okay.
So a T is for tractor, a P is for platform, which would be something that would be built into a garbage truck or a wrecker, or put some sort of a body on it. And then the X denotes rear suspension over 55,000 pounds.
Heavy duty.
Yeah, super heavy duty. So this truck is a triple frame. It's a double frame from the front of the frame all the way to the back of the frame. And where the trunnion is concerned, they have an overlay on the outside of the frame rail, making it a triple frame just in the back by the suspension. We looked earlier, and the numbers stamped into the differential was a 9:10 gear ratio. So I don't know how slow that is, but
Pretty slow.
pretty slow. Yeah,
Torque for days?
you're not going on the interstate with this. It's probably 40 miles an hour, something around.
And that's a quadruplex, so that's a twin stick 20-speed transmission, right? A
Yeah,
5x4?
they're often referred to as a 20-speed, but they're actually 18 forward speeds.
Okay, so there's two redundants probably.
Yeah, there's some redundancy in the gear ratios. So there's certain gears that you will only, like I believe, first gear and second gear, you only use. That's only when you use the super low hold.
Okay.
I've never driven a 2-stick more than just around the yard, so I'm not really good at it. There's some guys that could tell you exactly which gears. If you read the instructions, you think you have to have a co-pilot to tell you which stick to grab and where to move it next. But I'm sure guys have just developed a method over the years and might or might not follow the specifications. This is a Mack 711 naturally aspirated engine.
Which means no turbo, naturally aspirated.
And
Because this is a 66, so turbos probably weren't really even on the scene yet, right?
turbos came out in the 50s, but they
weren't
wasn't
commonplace, I guess
Yeah,
I
they
should
weren't
say.
commonplace. And this particular engine worked well, produced enough torque at low end without a turbocharger.
711. So this would be bigger than like the block on like a 300 or 350, because those are what, 673?
Yeah, I'm not
676.
sure if this is a what the cubes are on this. If this is actually a 711 cubic inch or not.
I think it is.
I'm not too sure. There's a lot of guys out there that they could just rattle that
I'm
stuff
sure
right
someone
off.
correct us in the comments. If you ever
Yeah.
want to know the right answer to something, post something you know is wrong on the internet, and everyone
Yep.
will fix you.
Yep, yep. And that's the thing, you know. I've been around Macs for 40 years, and I've owned a bunch and driven a bunch, but I kind of really knew just what I had. And so when I get something new like this, I'm learning, and you know, I got a bunch of Mac books and stuff, and like you said, just post something on a forum, and then you'll get a lot of people that'll tell you right from wrong. But this is a beast of a truck, and the sheet metal and the cab are still out in Massachusetts in a storage trailer.
Yeah, so that's coming, and Rich's, your plan is to basically restore it,
Restore
right?
this, yeah.
Because it's serial number 1.
Yep.
So I mean,
They only made one of serial number 1.
Yeah. So from what we know, this was the first DM
809.
809.
Now it's my understanding. I've seen other people, especially like on BigMacTrucks.com. I've seen them discuss serial number 1, and so it's my understanding that serial number 1 denotes the first one ordered, not necessarily the first one built.
Okay.
So they issue the serial number as the vehicle is ordered, and because Mack has always been pretty much a custom built truck, that even though this is serial number 1, it may not necessarily have been the first one built, but it was certainly the first one ordered.
And that's still pretty rare.
Oh yeah, yeah. Well, that's what we have to go by, is the serial number. So the serial number is DM809SX.
I'll put the picture of that on.
1001. And yeah, it's stamped in the frame on the other side.
I think I got a picture of it already.
And so that's what we have to go by. This might have been the 3rd or the 33rd to go down the line. I don't think we'll know.
Yeah.
I don't know. The museum might know. When they open back up, I actually sent in a request for information to the museum before COVID, but they have like a 6 or 8 week backlog under normal circumstances.
Yeah.
So it'll certainly be neat to get all of the information you can on this truck. And surprisingly, an old truck like this has got power steering.
I was just looking at that, which is neat. I mean, it'd be a real beast without it.
Oh yeah,
You'd look like Popeye.
yeah. But this thing here is a kidney breaker for sure. You know, short and stout.
Reminds me of a girl I dated.
But I was told by the guy I bought it from, Fred Chase, that restores Macs up there. He's got a business where he restores old Macs. And he's been up there his whole life, and I believe he worked for the sand and gravel company that this came from. And he said that this truck is responsible for hauling a lot of material for the Massachusetts Turnpike.
Wow.
So like all of these old trucks,
It earned its living before it retired.
yeah, and you know, it's part of history.
Yeah. How'd you find it?
They posted it on the Mac DM group on Facebook.
Okay. Posted it for sale there.
Yeah, and the post was less than a half hour old. And it said, if you want more information, Fred Jr. posted it and said, if you want more information, contact my dad, here's his email address. So
you got on it?
I got on it right away. I bought this back in January, end of January, I believe.
And it's the 18th of July right now.
Yeah,
so,
COVID had things screwed up with transporting it.
Oh, that's true.
And then Kevin, who you met earlier, called me Friday to tell me about Dennis Yarowski. I hope I'm pronouncing his name correctly. He's you see pictures of his trucks everywhere. He's got a truck at Iowa 80 Museum.
Okay, I'll have to look.
And he called me and he says, I hauled a truck out of there for a guy, and he says, I know you like old Macs, and so I asked him if I could give you his contact information. And I said, gee, I didn't know that you went that way. I says, I was going to call you and ask you if you go up that part of the country, because I got a truck sitting in Gill, Massachusetts. And he says, well, I'm going to be over there tomorrow. I could pick it up
And he
for
lives
you
in
tomorrow.
Iowa, right?
Yeah, and he lives over here in Iowa. And so I said, great. I said, let me call him and see. It's short notice. So I called Fred and I said, listen, I just found out an hour ago, a friend of mine is up in your part of the country, and he didn't know that I had a truck up there. He can show up tomorrow to get it. And Fred says, you can have the truck, but, you know, I need a couple weeks notice to get the sheet metal. So Kevin went up yesterday morning and grabbed it out of Gill, Massachusetts.
There we are.
And Kevin didn't deliver this till Monday, tomorrow, because his logbook.
Yes.
his logbook's a little
This is
behind.
Monday.
Yeah, yeah, that's it. So Kevin's a good guy.
I don't know why he needs a logbook. He wasn't hauling any logs when he was
No,
here.
he wasn't. I tried that stunt once in South Carolina.
Yeah? How'd
They
that go?
pulled me out of the truck and beat me senseless.
Yeah?
But I'm willing to bet, because it's been covered with a tarp all the time that it's been sitting, so I'm willing to bet that if I throw some batteries in this.
That was my question when we were pulling it down here with the wrecker. I wondered if you could try and get it to start how it is.
I bet you this thing will start right up.
Put some fuel to it.
Yeah, I don't know if there's any fuel in here. No, the plug is out.
Which is probably good.
Yeah.
Because it wasn't collecting anything.
But yeah, I think I'll try and put some fuel and batteries in this, and I bet you this thing will start right up.
Because they don't make them like they used to.
No. Yeah, this is a beast of a truck, and it's a nice little addition to a couple of the other.
So Kevin's got, this is your 12th.
Kevin's
Kevin's got a handful of trucks. He has a hard time keeping Kevin was a driver. Rich has a handful of trucks, so if there's a couple more
this Dodge is the 12th.
Okay, so then this would be, well,
this was like the 10th, the 9th or the 10th.
Okay, yeah, because that's right, because you had it bought, but you didn't actually take possession of it until today.
Yeah, it's sad when you got so many trucks you can't keep track of what you have. But it's a really cool truck, and I got lucky. You know, it's a rare find, and the price was right, and it's not going to need a lot of work.
And the thing that what we were talking about when we were unloading it is it's all there. You know, like other than the cab, but he's got that. It's just not here. But I mean, and it's a Mack. There's, like you said, the parts can still be found, even for the old stuff. That's cool. All right, well, stay tuned. We'll cut it here because we ran long. We'll probably cut this into 2 or 3. And then Rich and I will stay in touch. And then when he gets the body parts and stuff and gets it put back together, we'll for sure, we'll meet again. We got to see your C615.
Yeah, the truck's down in Dixon.
Yeah. And he's got a B model here that he's working on. There's a 1970 auto car with a wrecker on it that he bought that is still functioning with a Home 750 mechanical wrecker body. There's a Dodge sitting right over here. What else? You got that tilt cab?
Yeah, MB611.
Yeah, which is a rare truck.
Yeah, it's kind of rare. You know, they only made about 18,000 of those, I think.
Well, I haven't seen a lot of them.
Yeah, they're kind of unique. You know, I think Brian Dahmer said that it was that those trucks were ugly, and I says, yeah, but I think that's why I'm attracted to them, is because they're so ugly.
You got a soft spot? All right, well, stay tuned, everybody, and thanks for watching. Until next time, stay American.